Good evening, and think about it using common sense. Well, today is another day, not, and to tell the truth, it's almost a new year. It seems like time goes by so fast. I don't know if because you get older or you just it's just the way it is. You're just paying attention to how fast time is going on. But I'm tired of talking about Donald Trump. I'm tired of talking about politics and the Republicans and the Democrats and the right, the left. So there comes a time when you, or should I say, when you realize that um, the mind and the brain is just like the stomach. When you overeat, or if you eat the wrong things, your stomach get upset. Well, the brain is the same way. The mind is the same way. You can get bogged down with so much stuff constantly and over that you may not even realize the effects of, of just being bombarded with stuff all the time. And sometimes, you know how they say if you listen to something or if they tell you a lie or tell you something long enough, all of a sudden it will become true, or you would, whereas you would normally dislike it if you hear it so much, you will find yourself liking it just to be able to tolerate it because you're listening to it all. So it's the same thing with the mind. You know, we have to step outside of all this stuff and just uh, relieve your mind from all the unnecessary BS or trash or however you want to word it. But we have to relieve our mind. So today, I want to talk about us. I want to talk about people. We have all these problems, and people are going through this and they're going through that, and they can't seem to make heads or tails of what's going on. And I think that is the plan. But I'm not here to talk about the plan tonight. I want to talk about uh, with uh, determination. I want to talk about determination. I want to talk about the will, our willpower, that we can overcome anything, any obstacles that's put before us, we can overcome them. But there are things that we have to do in order to overcome these things. Um, when we stop and think about it, our lives have become a bunch of accumulated habits that have, over time, mapped out our lives for us. And we don't even realize uh, what's happening. Um, just like the other day, I saw a homeless person sitting on the sidewalk, and so I stopped past, and believe it or not, I paid him a few to ask him could I interview him, and I did. And as I was interviewing him, I could look at this man and see that he was maybe around 45, 50 years old. Okay. But being his situation, it's hard to really tell exactly how old he was. But you could look at him and tell that this man has potential, or this man was something. This man had character. I could see that through all the rags and the uh, hardships that he had been in through life by being homeless. But underneath all that, I could see that this is a man that had character. And when you think about it, it's just like you finding a antique car. It can be all rusted up and you know weeds and stuff all over, but you can look at that car and you can say, "Wow, that was a car at one time, at one point." And that's what I got from this man. So to get to the point of it, when I came back, I gave him some money, and when I came back, I walked back around the corner, and I could see him, but he had something underneath his shirt that was like a fire. You could see a light underneath his shirt, and he was smoking something. And when I walked up on him, I asked him, I said, "What are you doing?" And he said he was uh, taking his medicine. But I could tell what he was doing. He was smoking crack underneath of his t-shirt, and he was uh, pulling the stem and blowing smoke. And I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Stop it." And then he said, "This is my medicine, my medicine." So the point that I'm making, something like crack, this drug, that you can see this man at one point was someone that really had his act together. You can look at him and tell that. But that drug had broke him down to the lowest level I think that a human could be. He had given his life to a drug. And even though the circumstances that he was in, sitting out there on a wet sidewalk, no shoes, raggedy clothes, and you could, and with a runny nose, but yet he was smoking that crack. That habit, that habit had destroyed this man as it has destroyed so many other uh, women and children. Men, women, and children have succumbed to drug addiction. It was sad. It was really, really, really sad to see this. So, unless these people have to, they have to get off the street and they have to go into drug rehab. You just can't take these people off the street overnight and put them back out during the day. It's not helping you. Not at all. I heard the on the radio today, the mayor of New York, Adams, I think his name is. He had come out with a program that he's going to do just that. He's going to take homeless people off the street, put them in hospitals, and give them what is necessary in order for these people to get better. It's no point, it's no point you helping them. They get a check every month. You put someone in charge of them. It's just a repeat. You're not helping these people get better. They are addicts. Just like you have people today that is addicts to food. They can't stop eating or they can't stop doing this. The same thing. But when you have enough money to support your habit, then it's not looked at as an addiction. You only looked at as a junkie when you can no longer supply uh, your habit, or it's evident that the drug has really taking you from yourself. So uh, the problem is also that when you're trying to break an addiction, it requires persistence. Sometimes people uh, are in too big of a hurry. They'll start something, and if they don't get a response right away, the response that they want, there's, oh, I can't do this. But it takes persistence in order for you to get things done. And especially when overcoming addiction, you do that by going into rehab. And then also you have to replace that one thing with something else. And most of all, is definitely required of you to be persistent. I remember hearing an individual was digging for gold. It was digging, digging, and digging, day after day after day. They was digging, and all of a sudden they just got to a point. So, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm not going to dig anymore. They put the shovel, the pick down, and they walked away. Someone else came right behind them, dug another 6 or 8 inches in the ground, and hit one of the biggest gold veins that ever been hit. So you see, you don't know. You can't just say I haven't. You have to continue, be persistent. And to be honest, I'll tell you what happened to me. I was I was at the casino, and I was playing this game. It was something like poker, and I was playing, and I was up. I was up maybe $1,000. So I said to myself, I said, I'm not going to give this money back. I'm going to cash this money out. So what I did, folded my hand. I got the $1,000, and when I got up, someone else came and sat in my seat. And had I sat there for that next hand, I would have got those same identical cards. And he sat in my seat, and I watched it. He got a hand that paid him $16,000. I had 1,000, but I tell you, I couldn't get over. It took me a while to get over that thing that 16,000 I could have got. So the lesson I learned from that was whenever I get ready to leave from now, I don't gamble anymore. But for a while after that, whenever I decide to leave, I'd always play one more hand. But it's important to realize that we all, or a majority of us, are addicted to something. We have addiction. Uh, some of us are mentally are stronger than others. Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to your mind, to your will, uh, understanding and faith and believing in yourself, and understanding that in order for things to get done, you have to do it. You can't continue to live in the past. The rate were people enslaved? Yes. People taken advantage of? Yes. Can we go back and undo it? No. So we just talk about it every day? No. But shall we do something about it in a positive way? Yes. This is the only way. It's time. We are falling victims by continuing to live in the past. It's time to open up your eyes. It's time to break out, reach inside and get that will and that strength and break these habits that's destroying our lives. We have got to start doing more, realizing how the system works. We have got to realize and have faith and believe in ourselves and realize you're just as strong, you're just as important as anyone else that walks on 2 feet. You can't go forward living in the past. I heard someone on the news the other day talking about uh, America. I mean, not just America, but the amount of money that people of color have in this country. And this is a United States. And we realize that the uh, people at the top that runs everything, that control everything, they control everything, not only just for people of color, but for white people too, if you don't uh, function or make the amount of money to put you in the group where that 1, 2, 3% that owns everything. You know, so we have to start working together and start cut out this mess with the uh, killing and the racism, and thinking you're better, and arguing, and fussing and fighting. We have to do whatever is necessary for us to get our lives together as a people and clean this mess up, clean this planet up, clean your house up, clean your neighborhoods up. We need to do a change. A new year is coming, 2023. We need to say, hey, look, you know what? Let's make a pact to ourselves on the new year, everybody, and let's change. If everybody did that, do you know we could change this thing overnight? We could change our situation overnight. Everybody that gets this money, they get everybody talking about all this money these people are getting paid. They can't get that money if we wasn't spending. And I'm not saying, I'm saying spend. This is what it is. What you gonna do with the money? Spend. That's what you work for. To get what you want in life, to do things you want in life, do it. But don't dis uh disregard yourself and your needs first. People have a tendency to show you how people are. They don't even think. People have a tendency just to buy things that has a high price tag on it. They don't even know anything, or may not even know anything about material or anything. But if they see something up there with a huge price, oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I got to have that. Why? Spend it, but know what you're spending your money on. No, you pay for what you do not know, people. Therefore, it is important to learn as much as we can and share. Help people. Show love, a smile, or give somebody a word of encouragement. It's an encouragement. It helps. Let me tell you what happened to me today. It's not funny. It was like an angel, to be honest. Um, so I'm in the store, so I'm buying some uh, spring water cases. They had 3 cases for $11, but I put 4 cases in my cart, and I pulled up, and the cashier he said, "Well, sir, it's only a 3 case limit for $11." So I said, "Okay." And as I was getting ready to put the other case back because I had 4 cases in the cart, there was a lady behind me. She said, "I'll take that case." I said, "Okay." And I took the case and I put it in a cart for her. So when I paid my bill and I rolled out and I put left the cases up at the store while I went to get my car and come back. And I saw the lady as I was getting in my car. I saw the lady that uh, purchased the other case from me. Walk leaving the store, going to a car, but I didn't think anything of it. And I didn't see her taking a case of water, but I didn't think anything of it. So when I pulled up and I started putting my groceries in the case in my car, I saw the lady had put that case in my car, in my cart. So, and I thought, that just, I mean, that just filled my heart with compassion and love. And I mean, I was overjoyed, overwhelmed. This lady was nice. Apparently, she figured I needed 4 cases of water. And she purchased that case and put that case of water in my cart for me. I looked around for her because I wanted to thank her so much. But she was gone. But you see what I'm talking about? That was that. I mean, that that was my day. That was my day. But that's how things are, and that's how I am. I would have did the same thing. So that aura, how we are and how we think, it's out there. That's what's meant by so you sow, so shall you reap. And if people are like that, this world could change overnight. And I don't know why not. We need to help one another. We need to help restore this planet back to where it should be. Because what's happening is a reflection of what we are and what we are doing and what we are not doing, what we're supposed to be doing. All we do is complain. We complain, we talk about this, we talk about that. One person tell you to go right, the other person say go left. We don't know which way to go. So we just throw our hands up in the air and just run. We're victims and we have to stop being victims. Everybody, the people that have money, all these millions of dollars, they come from us. They come from us. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like people have a fixed thing in their mind. Okay, well, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this money because I'm dying. I'm dying at a certain age, and that's it for me. So all I want to do is get money, live, and do whatever I can so I can die. At the end of the day, you can't take anything with you. So it's all about experiencing life. It's all about. It's all it's about. It's experiencing life and have a purpose in life to give you life, that energy, substance to keep you living. It's a purpose. I mean, how many times have you heard, oh, this person was doing this, doing this, doing that, and the time they stopped, they died. We have to control, we have to use our minds. We have to use our minds to control our body and think. Think. What do you think would happen? For an example, we're on a age clock, 60 seconds to a minute, 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 4 weeks to a month, 12 months to a year. So this is what we're on. So is this our aging process that we have set for ourselves? Do unconsciously are we uh, developing, moving forward based on our time clock? The light travels at 186,000 miles per second. That's the speed of light. So, uh, so we counted the time clock we on based on the speed of light. That's almost as primitive as you can get. No, and when you talk about, you look around and you see all the things that have been created. So, sometimes I'm amazed too. Believe it or not, I'm amazed at almost like everything you think is needed to get something done, something has been made to do that, or either they can make something to do what it is needs to be done. That's amazing to me. And some of these things got so many wires and this and that, but they get it done. We make it, people. These things come out of our mind. They come out of our mind and is a replica of some function that takes place within the human body, our body. Because otherwise, where else can it come from? As far as I'm concerned, any idea or any thought that you come up with can be manifested. But just because you can't manifest it, you don't have the knowledge at that time, or you don't feel like finding the knowledge to get you to develop whatever thought it is that was in your head, in your mind, doesn't mean it's not there. Doesn't mean it can't be done. It just means going back to that strike a goal when you stop digging. You just have to continue to find a way to do it. It's not that anybody's any smarter than you. Half the things are discovered by accident. By accident. Yes. And experimenting. That's how many people you think died before they found out that this plant would cure blindness, for example. How many people you think died from eating the wrong plants before they found out this? How do you think? You think he went out and found somebody just look, I'm going to find this plant that would cure blindness. He was out eating plants. One guy was blind, he ate, and all of a sudden his eyes opened. You could see. Same thing with Viagra, they say. They said that was supposed to have been a heart medicine to open your arteries, veins, or something. And that's what happened. They discovered these things. You know? So we have to stop living outside of ourselves all the time and focus on what's going on inside of you that will manifest outside. And that's what uh this physical world is. It's just a mirror. It's a mirror of our thoughts, our actions. Yes. Yes. And we have gotten so far from humanity that machines are taking over. And it's going to be the downfall of the human race. And this is what we are allowing to happen today. And we should not. We should not. And I've said this many times. We are humans for a reason. We're not humans just to be making money, partying all the time, and getting high, wasting your life. That's people, just think about that for a minute. Think about it. Everything that you put into your body, regardless, you might put something, you take a pill to cure this, that's causing something else. Don't you, when you think that with all the medicine and stuff that we have, humans have been taking over the years, that we will be close to being uh, healthy, close to not really needing uh, medicine and serums to sustain us? When you think, we rely on medicine now for everything. And everything, and when you think about it, what's fascinating about this whole thing, every mineral that's in the earth, the human body is composed of. It's within the human body. So we already inoculated. All we have to do is just get inside ourselves and focus and find out how to use this, how to use what's in us to heal us. And you have to have a strong mind, and you have to have a strong will, and you have to have faith. You have to have faith. And when you come up with an idea, okay, you have to believe in it and move on it. Because say you have an idea, okay, and you start it, you stop it, you do something else, you go back, you start it. What's that doing is that's like you trying to climb a greasy pole. When you start the first time, you go up so high, you go as high as you can go. But each time after that, you're going further and further and further down. That's why it's not good to uh, say you keep doing a lot of things. You have to stay on something and get on it and stay on it, and you'll do it. You'll finish it. You finish it, and it's not given to you how long or the number of steps it will take you to uh, beat it. Because first of all, success is a state of mind, and second of all, it's not given to you how many steps you have to take, but you can you can take those steps and you can uh, accomplish or attain your goal for the simple fact that you thought of it. If you couldn't accomplish it, or if it wasn't out there, you couldn't think of it. And you have to believe that. You have to believe in yourselves. Uh, people need people need a new change of uh, thoughts. They need a new way of living. They need something to live for, and I think that's a lot of the problems today. People don't have a reason to live, or what they're doing in life doesn't seem to give them the fulfillment, uh, what they need in life. It seems not to have a purpose, and I think that's why you know people turn to drugs, they turn to this, and turn to that. But drugs is just it's an illusion. Um, it's just an escape, and it all depends on the type of drugs that you take. It's a quick path to the grave. And the thing of with the grave is people they think they think that um, it's the end. And you asked me, you said, "Well, look," you said, "if everybody else think it's the end, how do you know it's not the end?" Well, first of all, based on my experiences in life, I have seen, and I believe, and to me, it's not the end. And things that have happened. I think I've spoken prior of an amputee that lost his leg, had his leg amputated. And I was talking with him, and he said, "Lou," he said, "I didn't realize my leg was gone until I looked down and didn't see it." So what does that tell you? Even though that leg was physically gone, in his consciousness, in his mind, that leg was there. See, we don't know, as humans, we don't know the power of our mental abilities, or the power that's stored in our brain, our body, and our cells, because we have never used them. We have never been taught to think on that level. So how can you be running around doing this, doing that, and you haven't even been taught how to think? Think about that. And you're going to just easily submit your body, your mind to the grave, and you have not even touched on your abilities as a human being and what you can and what you cannot do. Now, God said, religion, God said, we are his children. We are his sons and his daughters. Jesus said, what I do, you can do also, even greater things than this. Greater things than what I'm doing, you can do. He said that. What is that telling you? That's what that's telling me is the people don't believe anything. They're running around saying what they believe, but they don't believe in anything. Because if they did, it would manifest in the environment that we are living in right now. They're just talking. They're just talking, and the ones that's leading and doing, a lot of them is doing the talking, is getting paid. But in the end, they're all going to pay. They're going to pay because you are responsible. There are universal laws. There are spiritual laws, just like man-made laws. There are also universal laws. What makes you think there's no universal law for the universe, for us, but yet there's man-made laws? And it shows us that man-made laws is not strong enough. It's not strong enough. If they were, we wouldn't have what we have today. The leaders that's leading us and telling us about these lies are the biggest lawbreakers than anyone. So, now what are we supposed to do? You're gonna tell me you have a prison, you have a jails full of people, and the people that's supposedly to that's here to make the laws, be an example of the laws, are breaking every law under the book and getting away with it. But yet you're locking people locked up in jail for way less crimes than what these people are doing. I heard today, I'm telling you, listen to what I'm telling you. I heard today a guy ripped off $500 million. I hope it could have been $500 billion. I'm not sure. That's what. Look, think about that. And they don't even know where the money's at. The person's walking around scot free. You know, if you're going to do that, then let these people out of jail. These people that's doing this are no better than the people in jail. We're all human beings. What's right is right. What's good for the gander is good for the goose. And this is what it's going to take to get this planet and people back on track. I'm sick of hearing about this stuff every day. I'm sick of Trump has been in the news every day since he first started running for president. Man is a genius in what he does, but he has money. Money is power. People have money. Everybody have money. Don't even know what to do with money. They don't. Money is a tool. They need to teach it in school, but they don't teach it because if they taught people about money, people wouldn't be wasting money like they do. But living is, I'm not sitting here trying to tell anybody what not to do. But it's time, I'm just trying to tell people, you have to start thinking and using common sense. We grow to be like that which we idolize. I'm going to say it again. We grow to be like that which we idolize. That's why they have these entertainers and these other people doing commercials. Because you see these people buying something and saying something. Oh, that has to be the truth. I'm going to get that. No. And the things that I'm saying, I had to learn these things. Nobody taught me anything. Nothing. Nothing. I was I was 21 years old, or maybe hmm, I don't know, but I was old up there, right? Before I was before I was taught that you could earn money by being self-employed. You hear me? I didn't even know that. Yeah. These kids today, they have an opportunity to be anything that you want to be. When I was in high school, mm-mm, I wasn't even presented to the fact that I could go to college. I was told I could only be three small things. Yeah, yes, 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 yes. I was my 12th year in high school. I only went to school 1 hour a day. Everything I learned the hard way. And the reason when you learn things the hard way and you try and teach people so you won't have to make that mistake. Because sometimes you only get one chance at something. And especially if you have color coming up, you didn't even get that chance. These kids today, give all the chances in the world. Regardless how hard it is, it's out there. You can get it. You can get it. And it's enough of it. If you can't get it from there, you can make it yourselves. The teachers that's teaching these children. When I was coming up 5 and 6th grade, they teaching you Alice and Jerry and see the cat run, Jerry run. Nowadays, these kids 5 or 6 years old is is taking doing geometry, physics, algebra, science. Yes, yes. The younger you are, these are your formative years. Some of these kids out here, 7, 8 years old, all they doing is look on cell phones. I hear playing games and doing it, while other kids are being taught. They're being taught differently. And that's what put them ahead of you. And these teachers should know that. These teachers should know that. If we don't have proper schools with the proper tools to teach these children based on where the future is and where the job market is going to be in the future, then guess what? Get it. Build these schools. Make sure these schools have what's necessary to teach these children, and make sure these children go to school. Get these phones and games out of these children's hands and make sure they do their homework. Because if these children do not learn, we're only creating what we have now, and it's going to be worse because the economy is changing. Everything that looks good is not good. Inflation is here, people. It's here, and it's going to stay here. If you don't have good credit and have a good job, where you going to live in the future? Where? People are not giving up any house. It's harder now to get a house and get credit than it's ever been. I was in the I was in the bank today, and this girl, she was uh, she was an employee, and we talked a little bit, and she said she explained to me that she only had that job. She greet people. She was a floater. She said at the bank, she go between different banks when they need someone to come in and do certain things, uh, like greet people and show them how to sign in using their uh, Q cards or something. And so I asked her, I said, are you going to college? And she hesitated. She said, oh, no. She said, I might just do something to work on the career that I have here, you know. And she got busy, so but that's terrible. She said that. That was terrible. She's done. And she only looked to be about 20 years old, 21. I think when I heard her talking to the security guy, I think she had a kid. So that's, that's a shame. And it doesn't have to be like this. Here's a child, 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, working a minimum wage job, has a child. Now, what is her life going to be like? And with no plans of uh, going to college or anything. So what is her life going to be? We already know. Excuse me. We already know. But it's not her fault. Not her fault altogether. This child wasn't raised right. First of all, she shouldn't even have a child at that age. Where's her parents? See, these children have histories, all of them. So before we start judging and locking these kids up and throwing away the key, which putting people in jail is a business, a privately owned business, we need to do a background check. Not only do background checks on people when they're purchasing weapons, but we need to do background checks on these kids when they commit crimes. And today is more and more children committing crimes. This is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. And this is something that should not be taken lightly because we never had this before. Or either maybe we never had the technology that we have today uh, that's showing us what's been happening. But either way, this should not be happening. Um, and we're going to have to take control of our lives. Where else do we have to live other than this planet? Where else do we have to live? Tell me, why is Mississippi, okay, from what I hear, why is Mississippi the poorest state in America? Why is that? Why is it? This should not be. Not especially we have billions and billions of dollars to fight wars, to buy airplanes, to send to other countries. Billions and billions of dollars to be lost in business transactions here in this country. Why is Mississippi like that? So if Mississippi is like that, what's going to happen to the kids in Mississippi that's being born in this type of environment? But people don't care. And don't if they did care, they would do something about it. If they did care, there's no way in the world that people that's in charge would take welfare money going to Mississippi and use it for their own purpose, their own personal use. It wouldn't if they cared. And it's time to stop it. Time to stop it. And the people in charge that's doing all this stuff, nothing happens to them. If you want to do whatever you want to take, but don't take it from people that needs it. People that's suffering, man. People that's suffering. You gonna tell me anybody to believe, and I'm not trying to tell anybody how to believe a religion. Look, it's not even common sense to think, for you to think that you can get away with doing something like that. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Because I don't care, you can live a good life, have everything you think you need. Because a lot of people think that everything that's glitter is not gold. Understand? The grass may look green on the other side. Mm-mm. Don't have to be. Don't have to be. And it's being proven that it's not. Not. I see you when you look at the richest people in the world. Okay? Look at them. When you see them, they have like maybe a t-shirt on, just a regular t-shirt, regular sneakers, you know what I mean? Uh, old jacket. To look at them, you wouldn't even think they was multi-millionaires, billionaires, maybe even trillionaires. Hmm. But they got the houses, they got the stocks, they got the cars they need. I think when they come out, first of all, they don't wear that stuff because they know it doesn't. It's only valuable the stuff that they can maybe they're around their people or something, but they don't even wear it then because too many people around them, the people they hang out with, have the same thing they have. So what they have is no big deal. Big deal. It's only a big deal around people who don't have it. You see, and then they don't wear it around you because then they think you might steal it, hit them in the head, and take it from them. So the whole thing is crazy, but it's we, you know, it's the people that make these people think they're more than who they really are because y'all be giving them all these perks or whatever it is y'all be giving. But you need to stop it and give yourself perks. You know, stop it. I'm not trying to say. I'm just trying to say we need to clean things up. And the only way we're going to clean things up and clean this planet up is we have to do it. And you can't do it. You can't help yourself if you don't have any money. You can't help yourself. Can't help yourselves if you don't work together. You can't help yourselves if you're uneducated, so you can do some thinking. You can't help yourselves if you don't put your kids in school so they can become lawyers and doctors and accountants. You can't do that because other people that you put your hands and your money in, their hands, and you don't know anything about what they're doing, man, God help you. God help us all. That's enough wealth. That's enough wealth in the world that the people at the top can stay at the top. But the people down here, the poor, the low income, middle class, one and two, we don't have to live like this. We don't. We do not have to live like this. It's our fault because we don't work together. We too busy about thinking about yesterday. We're too busy hating each other. We're too busy killing one another to do anything. And that's why we are like we are. And I don't know how, uh, uh, people believe what they want to believe. I'm not here to tell you about God, but you know what? God, religion, even though it's a lot. People that represent their religion have not been holding true to it. So can you blame the religion? No, it's the people. It's the people. It's the hypocrisy, the hypocrites. Because you're going to reap what you sow. And what we see now is the mirror of what we have been sowing. Yes, that's what it is. All of us, we got to change. And we don't have a lot of time to change. You know, we don't have a lot of time. And even it's so much, not so much about getting, uh, and it is about getting together so as long as we live on this planet, we can have a means of survival, get involved in the economic mainstream, get involved with Wall Street, you know. But at the same time, too, you got to prepare. You have to prepare yourselves for the hereafter, and there is such a thing because why would we be talking about it? And just because you don't believe it and you don't understand it, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. The consciousness exists. Where do these things come from? If anybody ever asks, say for example, where does animals come from? Where do they come from? We identify with them. We name them, didn't we? What are they? They are living personalities. That's what they are. Think about it. They are living personalities. Do you know why they in laboratories they use the pig? They use the pig because the pig is like humans. People, you need to start thinking about this is a real world we live in. It's a real world with real consequences. We need to stop. We need to stop. We need to think. And we need to remember that we grow to be like that which we idolize, be it good or bad or evil. Just that. Just that. And if you notice in the wild, all animals live in fear. They all do. They all live in fear. And look at humans today. We strap bars on the window, burglar alarm systems, I mean, security guards, police, army. We all live in fear. We're becoming more like humans every day. More like humans every day. And we're losing. We're losing our identity to machines. Slowly, you're going to wake up one day and find out there's no jobs. We'll lose. And I'm here to tell you. I'm not here to talk about anything. I'm just here to tell you what lies ahead for you. And it's in your hands. Your life is in your hands. And don't let anybody tell you what you cannot do because you can do it. But you have to do it. And you have to be persistent. And you have to take care of your body, take care of your mind. You understand? I'm 74. I'll be 75 in 2023. God has blessed me. He has blessed me to be an example, to show and to tell you I can do it. If I can be this way, any human can be this way because we're made of the same things. There may be different degrees based on your anatomy, but we're all humans and we're all capable. It may be harder for some than for others, but guess what? We're all capable to get there. Don't get sick. I've never been sick. Have I have I had pains? Yes. Have I had been in situations where as I thought maybe anybody else would go rush to a doctor or something? Yes. But if you don't believe, if to believe in your body, to believe in your mind, you have to let it work. You have to be willing to take that chance. You have to be persistent. You know, I you know, I'm an animal. I love animals. I believe everything's supposed to be in that place. I love them. But when you think about it and look at animals, and you see how people, how we have, what we have done was, we have taken animals out of their natural habitat, natural environment, and we have made them like humans, put them in humans' environments where they don't need their claws, they don't need to use their muscles and their instincts like they had in nature. This is what we're doing to them because we like them and we want to do this. But it creates arthritis for animals because they can't run and jump like they should. The type food that they eat, they create different types of sicknesses and things. And they're going to become domesticated. I'll tell you what, I believe this. I would say in the next 50 years, maybe a little more, dogs and cats will be talking. If not already, they keep it a secret. Because due to adaptation now, just think about this for a second. Due to adaptation, when you constantly you have that dog or cat right up and you talking to them. So what's going to happen is they're going to develop a voice box by trying to communicate back to you over time, over time. And eventually these animals are going to be talking. It's just common sense. That's just as common sense as people that's in outer space, that's being born in a weightless environment. It's going to be just like the Martians that they've been showing us all these years is coming from outer space to Earth. Is there life on other planets? Possibly. But guess what? It will not be like humans because the way we are is based on the environment that we live on. We live in an environment that has gravity. We have this, we have that. That's why humans and the planet are one and the same. They give off what we need, we give off what they need. The balance of water to land is the same as it is with humans. You understand? Without the sun, we can't. Without the sun, I can't say they won't. There are forms of life without the sun. They develop in darkness, and it's a different. They look different, man. You understand? So there's there's some There's some life forms out here, man, to look at. My goodness, scare me to death. I don't even want to look at them. But they life forms, where they come from. You understand? People, these are things that you don't need to sweep underneath the rug, but you need to do some thinking. As long as you are alive, you have a chance. You have a chance. You have a chance to repent. You have a chance to change your life. But it's not just talking. You have to do it. Um, I I am like I am because had I not experienced what I experienced, and had not someone talked to me and uh, opened things up to me, and from there I went forward to my own. Had I not experienced things in life, or I had to realize that what I needed inside was internal strength. You know, I mean that muscles outside is good, but if you ain't got that internal strength, forget about it. Doesn't mean a thing. This is what we need to focus on. And we're not focusing on. And I'm telling you, that's the reason why I said today, I'm not talking about no news. I'm not talking about what's on the news or what any politicians is doing. We see what they're doing. We see what they're doing. We see what they have done. All we have to do is just open our eyes and look around. But what we need to do, we need to clean our act up. We need to clean our schools up. We need to clean our homes up. We need to be role models for our children. We need to guide our children in the right direction. What do a 12, 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old know? Nothing. Nothing. They made a mockery out of the government, the system, anybody. Anybody. They got actors, there's anybody can run for office with no experience. What the hell can you do with no experience? Only thing you can do with no experience is go in there and fall prey to the old heads that's been in there that's going to tell you what to do. That's all. Then I heard state somewhere has an 18-year-old for mayor of the city. You tell me what kind of 18-year-old, just like anybody else, when you're 40 years old, if you haven't had an experience, what can you do? You know, it's just something to all this message, just something to make the news. And, it's a joke. This is what it is. It really is a joke. What's being done, what has been done. But maybe it's been a joke all along, and now we're just seeing it because we're in the same situation. We haven't risen above anything to the top level. The bottom is the bottom. Whether it's the bottom in 1800, the bottom in 2022, it's still the bottom. Only thing about it now is the resources scarce. Then you have a few people that's buying up everything. When they buy it up, they own it. It's like Elon Musk. They can talk about Twitter all they want to. They talk about what he do to Twitter all they want to, but that's his Twitter. He bought it. Well, he bought that. And space travel. Space travel is going to be huge for for the rich and those who have money, because they know what the condition this planet is going to be in, or it's in already. And the only way you're going to be able to survive is get off the planet. That's all. Get out and out of space. They talking about a snowstorm today. I heard. I never heard this before. They talk about a snowstorm today that's gonna practically cover the whole United States is what they talk. I never heard anything like that before. I walked outside and feel like it feels like snow to me. But we're not prepared. We're not prepared. Somebody don't give it to us, guess what? We don't get it. Get it. It's time for a change. It's time for a change. And it's time for new people. Time for new people to get in position, and not just an, uh, not just kids, or not just people with no experience. Or you get an actor in. How do you know the actor is telling the truth or not? Then you get somebody in that's walking around with guns, automatic weapons. And they're supposed to be uh, representing the country, the Constitution, and all the American people. What kind of mess is this? But like I said, if they only knew that death is not the ending, but the beginning. Because next time your eyes open, you don't know where you're gonna be, you don't know what you. But one thing is for sure: what you do here, how you think here, is going to play a part in your next life. And on that note, people, again, I thank you for letting me rant off and on, but it is important. It is important. So you think it, so are you. And we need a change in mind. Thank you all very, very much, and have a wonderful